Motherfuckers, 'tis hump day. 'Tis hump day. It is Wednesday, and it is just after 2 in the afternoon. Content needed. Yeah, content needed. I am super exhausted, like unbelievably exhausted, but like not actually like tired exhausted, just like mentally and physically exhausted, because with mental exhaustion comes physical exhaustion, but oh man. So many thoughts and feelings. So what we're going to do is, per the norm, we're going to spread the moist content and then just enjoy some Club Kottontale probably for like an hour, maybe a little longer. Rainbow's down for her nap, and she'll usually sleep until 4:35. Sometimes she'll get up at 4, but um, I feel like 2 to 3 will be a good amount of time. Seriously, I actually flipped a coin to decide on the contentery because I was literally taking a shower, just like going back and forth between like no, yes, no, yes, and like valid reasons for all points. So obviously we decided on a yes because content is needed. Just get any thoughts and feelings that we happen to have inside us. Um, and just relax. Something about Club Cottontail is always just nice and freeing. So probably because it's, you know, my club of Cottontail is my place for me to be me and help myself mentally and physically. If I happen to meet someone along the way that comes chills, most of the time they just chill. Don't really get people that chat. I would like to one day hopefully get a good amount of people to chat, not just in Club Content, in general. I have only my one group chat that really, like, pretty much everyone's a lurker except for, like, 2 people, and then one person chats when they're not busy, but they don't pop in. Their little fucking bobblehead doesn't pop in randomly. We have a few people that their little fucking head moves all the time, but they don't fucking converse, and it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? But, one day we'll have a more consistent conversation. I have made a new acquaintance who, like, honestly has pretty good potential to become a friend. I don't really see it going past that, but you never know. You just never know. Good vibes, good conversation. That's all I can ever ask for. Of course, I'm a little leery because, we did have that happen with a previous person, Brandon, and then he just kind of like, ooh, like, who knows what happened to him. Um, so I'm a little leery, with making the new acquaintance that could become a friend. Like, I'm very nervous because I've been ghosted by quite a few friend people. Like, I haven't even had any, like, prospects for romantic ones, so I haven't had any romantic ghostings in a while, but, like, I've had some friend ones, and it's just really interesting. But, that's okay. I'm still gonna spread the moist content, but I just want to get a bunch of things up. Looks like Aspot is working quite moistly this afternoon, which is nice. Shout out to the spooky goddess, which, people aren't obligated to say thank you when you wish them a happy birthday, but, happy birthday to the spooky goddess, Stephanie. I do believe that she turns 34 this year, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Okay, perfect. Oh man, see, just being in Club Cottontail, I can actually feel like the mental exhaustion going to where it's just like my body feels tired. If this meeting promotes me to take a nap, I will be so fucking happy because I do, have at at least an hour because Rainbow always naps at least an hour, but usually she naps for 2 to 3 hours. So, I have some time to make some content. Because she's napping, I want my ears to be somewhat exposed. There we go. But I still want to be able to hear, so I just want like a little bit of hearing underneath there. There we go. That's better. That's better. Better, better. Better, better. Better, better. Better, better. Alright. What's on your mind? Well, I'm live right motherfucking now. Come say hello, Cottontails. Hopefully get, not just people to come chill. We usually get people to chill, them lurkers be lurking about. But I'm hoping to get some motherfuckers to actually chat with me. Because especially for just the conversation. But like, I'm not 100% sure if I want to talk. I don't know, I just wanted to be in Club Cottontail. I just needed Club Cottontail. So if you happen to be new, welcome to my Club of Cottontails, a place for me to be me. I created my channel many, many moons ago. The YouTube channel actually was created December of like 2012 um, because I eventually had, wanted to actually like the content that I had been watching for a few years, aka Graveyard Girl. Um, but then I didn't start making content until 2016, July 14th, 2016 to be exact. So next month, in just under a month actually, will be 5 years of content. It's crazy. I'm leaning towards building in Minecraft on that day. I don't know what day the 14th of July falls on, but we'll make content that day, even if it's just like a little afternoon meeting. I want to celebrate, It's a celebration, bitches. Okay. Share in page. Share on page. Content is missed. Lives. Right, motherfucking now. Manama, come say hello, Cottontails. Oh, that's cute, but that's not what I want. Okay, perfect. Post. And I'm gonna fix this one real quick, though it doesn't have that little schmutz-a-doozles in it. Oh, content was needed. Come on, technology. Work with me. Or go super slow. Whatever. Tickles your fancy. Good gosh. Damn it. Anyways, I just had a spiel given to me for something that I don't truly care about because I don't. Uh, main thing I care about DC would be Batman. Um, I don't think there's really any other DC soup that I follow. I love the whole I love everything about Man, the villains, him, and that's DC. But I'm trying to think if there's anything non-Batman that I follow for DC. I don't think so. Cause I got my got my Deadpool Rainbow Squad, That's Marvel. She-Hulk, Marvel. X-Men, that's Marvel. Oh, I don't care for Superman. I was so confused though, because I was like asking if there was. I'm just gonna Google it. I guess it's just easier to Google with this person. Is there a live action Justice League movie? There we go. Fuck me. Apparently, what's this? Okay, so the Snyder person's a director. Okay, that helps. Hmm. What project? It says literally all Google says is decided to move forward with the project in February 2020. It released this person's Justice League on HBO Max of this year. So it's not a movie. It's just oh, that's just a Justice League show that I've seen on HBO Max. I own HBO Max. Reasons I haven't watched Justice League? I don't care about DC. Oh, there's some. Oh, that's still like Batman related. I was gonna say Teen Titans. Teen Titans is DC though. Ayo. Love me some Raven. Oh man. I just kind of find it interesting that like they had just learned that I'm more of a Marvel person and then they went into a tangent about DC that was not related to Batman in any way. So confused I am. Confused. But got the content spread, and then I got distracted by a message, the new person that I was talking about, that I've made an acquaintance that is becoming a friend. I've been enjoying talking to them, but they were asking me about something related to the Justice League, and I don't know diddly squat about the Justice League because it's DC. Wonder Woman's in it, I think. I probably could name a few people that are in it simply because of my friends. Like we know that yeah, I think Batman's in it. I don't know if he's like in it or if he's just like a vigilante, but Superman is in it. I do believe Green Lantern will be in it. Wonder Woman. They got me on there. Someone else that would be in it. I don't know. Does I was literally just about to ask, does Marvel have a version of the Justice League? Yeah, it's called the Avengers. Which I have seen all those movies. That's why I'm so confused. Like, if they would have asked me anything related to Marvel, I would have been like, yes. But, like, it literally felt like gibberish, what they were saying to me. After Googling it, doesn't feel like gibberish whatsoever. So, that's cool. But I hate that I had to go Google to learn that. Oh, yay. And then we have a lurker. But it's 420 somewhere, so cheers to Graveyard Girl, who is 420 friendly because it does help individuals, just does not help her. She tried. Was not good for her. For Graveyard Girl, she actually has found chemical pill medications that help her. I hope to never have to do that. Once I have my medical card here in Oregon, not only will I have medical marijuana, but I'll have resources to look into different things that are not like it's essentially medical mushrooms, but it's called, oh fuck, it's like psychociliad, psycho something. Fuck, what the fuck was it called? I knew I wasn't gonna remember this name. I want her to write it down, but my therapist recommended it to me. And then there's something else that she was thinking of, but just natural alternatives for medicine that isn't just necessarily smoking marijuana. Because THC is great, but I need consistent THC, but then also need a little bit more. Like, it helps with mood stabilizing, but it's not what is going to help keep my mood stable throughout the years. It's helped thus far But especially like with everything, like it's so crazy. Like my life has been crazy my whole life, but then just in the last month, because we spent 3 weeks of our life in a low. Like for anyone who is new, hi, I have a mood disorder, and essentially every day I wake up either on a mental high, a mental low, or in limbo. Now, mind you, it doesn't matter if it starts out high, low, or in limbo. It can go any which way throughout the day. Like today I've been combating the low, so I've been just like, it's like it wants to stay down here, and then I'm just like ting, and then it goes back down, and I'm just like ting, and like this meeting is keeping it up high for me right now because I just like I hate the low days because you literally hate everything. You literally hate everything. I feel like the low days is when you sabotage shit that you don't want to sabotage, but it happens. But the last month, we have either been on a mental low, limbo, or that's it. And I don't like it. I don't know if, like, I made the mistake of utilizing my last mental high day to play Stranded Deep, which was such a triggering game. Like, I don't know if, like, me adding that extra trigger with everything else that was going on, unbeknownst to me, because I didn't think that everything at the end of June was going to affect me. I knew it was going to affect me, but not the way it did. Um, but I think that's just always going to affect me, probably until romance does find its way back into my life, because I haven't had romance for a very, very long time. And, you know, my last romantic relationship, they did so many hellacious things that you guys already fucking know about that. But it's like, it's a weird place to be where like you want nothing more than to just be in a romantic relationship, be married because I was married, just be in a romantic relationship, but not because I know that not good. That's why I ended it, you know. And then I don't want, like, I've had people who I could just very much tell that they just want a title. You see those people all the time. They have boyfriends and girlfriends back to back to back to back. I've never been like that. I've always taken months in between, and especially considering my last romantic relationship was a husband, gonna take some time. And I'm a mom, so like it's a lot different. Like anyone who was to try to converse with me, they'd have to understand that during the week all they can do is talk to me. You're not going to see me unless you have kids and we can make play dates. I'm probably not going to see you during the week whatsoever. Only day I'm available is Saturday, but I can talk, and I'm an extremely extroverted person. I love to chat. I don't have very many people to chat with me. It makes me appreciate the few that I got. Man. And I do know that romance has got to be around the corner for me. I've been saying this for months now because we do consistently make connections, and with all of our, you know, like fucking FWB popping back up, and you know, fucking Adam unblocking me and shit like that, like all of these interesting interactions, like I feel like the romance is a coming. I just don't know when. I would like for it to be now, though, you know, just to have that extra bit of distraction from life. Like I was literally just thinking while I was in the shower, I thought about doing a post. Um, I was just thinking how awesome it would be if the person that I've been crushing on just happens to want to come hang out and, you know, watch something, maybe even the new Conjuring. I don't know why I want to watch that stupid scary movie so bad. Um, but just chill, watch a movie, hang out, you know. But like the person that I'm crushing on, it's literally a crush where like I know it can't go nowhere. You know, I just like foresee I don't foresee him and I ever being more than what it is. Huh? Lurker took off. Later, Lurker. I'm gonna reload a bowl. We're gonna put it on our brace because I do. Do I want to play? You know, a part of me wants to play, but it's like I really just needed the meeting. And, I guess I could have tested out um, a mobile meeting if I really had wanted to, because we have been sitting at 1,000 for a while. I'm just worried about doing a mobile meeting, enjoying it, and then, boom, we're back under again. Because you have to be at 1,000 plus to be able to do mobile meetings again. I hate that they made that a few years back because, we were doing mobile meetings when we didn't even have 200 VIPs yet. We had like, or no, maybe we did. Maybe we had like around 250, but still. So we didn't even have 300 VIPs yet, and we were able to do, Snapchat smoke sessions. Oh, those were the best. That's essentially what this is right now. This is a Fortnite toke session. Fortnite and token. Fortnite token chill. Lurkers, lurkers. I don't ever want to be in the brain of a lurker, but literally. Maybe we'll actually do a nap. Even if we don't nap, just being able to relax ourselves is freaking needed. Um, Too many thoughts and feelings. Like, I don't know. Life is interesting and intriguing. Very, very intriguing. And, straight up, like, Club Cottontale is one of those things along with my own mindfulness, because your own mindfulness to be in the moment, to be able to pull yourself out of something when it's getting there. The mindfulness to take your medicine, because your medicine helps you to see those positives. Having that mindfulness is a huge bit, but having Club Cottontale is such a device and tool in my life of keeping my moisture. I talk about moisture a lot here, and of course, there's going to be those people who are like, she said moist. I want that to happen because I enjoy the word too, but I want people to understand that you can take a word that's going to trigger you in some sort of way, and you can spit it your own version, your own way. Like people who actually take the time to understand my moisture versus just the word moist, they're the real ones. Those are those, moist ass motherfuckers who are just striving every day to be 100% themselves. They just like what they like and they're living their lives. That's why I like I definitely would consider him a friend. My new friend Russell, um, my new acquaintance, that I would definitely say that they're becoming a friend because they're just easy to talk to. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make connections with people who are living their truth. You know, like what you like. Like he right away understood. He's like, oh, okay. Uh, he's like, I like that you've taken it and put your own little positive spin on it. And he was like, most people are just they use the word because other people don't like it. And I'm like, oh, I'm definitely one of those people. I'm so enamored by the way that the word moist triggers people. Like a lot of people do not like the word moist. I don't know why, but I get it because there's oh gosh, what is the word? It's similar to moist, but it's not moist. But I don't like it. I can't think of it right now, but when it's said, I'm just like, oh, it has the same effect as the word moist does on other people. Um, Same thing with cunt. You know, the word cunt, I feel it. I don't know. For one, I just like the word. I just do. But I also feel like it's how you use any word that kind of gives its vulgarity. So, like, I say content, and most of the time people have to double take, like, whoa, she just said see you next Tuesday. um, Trying to think of that word that I don't like, because it is similar to, like, moist. It's one of those type of words, um, where it just, like, it means to be wet or engorged in, like, wetness. I can't think of the word, but it's, like, right there at the same time, and it's, like, a part of me wants to think of it, even though I don't want to think of it. Oh yeah, we gotta get future Amber set up with Midtown because I don't want to leave my house to just go across the street to the dispensary because I need some more indica, but I just don't want to go across the street. I don't want to leave my house whatsoever. I literally, like, my whole entire body hurts, my hips hurt, my knees hurt, my feet hurt, so I don't want to go up the stairs, but I just don't want to leave the house, especially at all. So that ain't gonna happen. So I need to see if this, previous stuff, I don't, I think it was a sativa, um, but I don't remember. But I'm gonna see how a little bit of this will mix with the Blue Dream and see how it makes us feel and everything. So, not the next bowl that we have. The bowl that we currently have loaded is a nice mixture of that white Tine Dream, my indica, with some Blue Dream, my sativa. This is our nice little 80-20 mix. I'm going to be doing some sour tangerine that I can't remember if it's. I want to say it was a sativa, but it might be an indica. But even then, it's high on the terps. So I'm hoping that will kind of add to the medicate. So we'll put a little dibble dabble of that, a little 20% like we do with our indica, and then do the Blue Dream. Because push come to shove, I can have Blue Dream by itself and it will like be enough. You know, when I do my special blend, it's perfection. It lasts for a longer period of time, um, and it medicates me better. Smells alright. I guess future Amber will see because the bowl that we have currently loaded will be the last one when they toke here. I think I'm just going to utilize this meeting just, essentially like a Snapchat smoke sesh, except obviously it's not Snapchat, it's like a Fortnite toke sesh. Um, just to help relax me, which I very much, I'm just so exhausted mentally, which also in turn is making me physically exhausted. And originally I was thinking about not making content because I was so exhausted. I was just gonna lay in bed, but if I would have laid in bed without this meeting, I would have just laid there, eyes open, like, fuck. Since having this meeting, one, I'm able to get medicine in me, which relaxes the brains, and then I actually just kind of get that energy release, and like it's a mental release. My therapist says it the best is that my Club of Cottontale, my YouTube channel, is therapy for me. That's really what this is. It's live therapy. And I love it. I love it. I'm always gonna speak my truth. I know who I am, and on those moments where I feel like I don't know who I am, I'm just gonna speak the truth that is then, you know? Mm, this stuff is kind of leafy. Or maybe I overdid it. I'm gonna say the stuff is leafy. Leafy stuff expands when you grind it up. Also, oops. Okay, that's okay. She is so adorable with this back bling. The Princess Felicity Fish, or Princess Fish Sticks is what I call her, but she has a little fish sticks bling on her. It's so adorable. It's one of the things in the battle pass, which, like, I don't know. This battle pass is so interestingly set up that, I don't know. It's just, like, I'm never gonna not love Fortnite, but I'm not very fond of the battle pass setup. It's interesting. But, that being said, I did get this via, it's one of the free items. But to collect the free items, you have to play like normal, but you also have to use stars. You collect battle stars, and then you can unlock things with battle stars. I do not care about the 100 skin. It's a Rick and Morty. It's, Rick. I almost said Morty. It's Rick, and then like there's a bunch of stuff that goes with him. I've never watched Rick and Morty. I've seen little bits and pieces, very similar to kind of how like it was with Adventure Time before I actually watched Adventure Time. I love Adventure Time, but I've not yet sit down to watch Rick and Morty. There's so many different things to watch, you know. Okay, so let's enjoy this last toke. Cheers to anyone that's incognitally with me. Or, of course, those individuals watching this later on as the wonderful posted content. Holy fuck. Ooh, yeah. It's a full ass grinder, and it's like all on one side, so it's full, but then it's also like leaning to one side. Oof. Doesn't smell bad. We'll have to see how that does. I'm intrigued. I almost wish that my pipe was empty and that I was getting ready to load that, but that's if that had been the case, this current Amber would not be this happy. I'd be like, God damn it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. It's hard to say how I'd feel right this moment because I just feel so relaxed, and it's all thanks to Club Cottontail. But it's not just thanks to Club Cottontail. It really is thank you to me because I'm the one that does the Club Cottontail meetings. My own mindfulness and the coin toss is what brought us here. So, but I was leaning towards yes even before I did the coin toss. But I still had been thinking about no. So it's good that we did the coin toss. I always do heads. Heads is hells yes, and then tails no. Hells yes, tails no. Oof. The top portion of my cuticle is all fuckered up, man. I need to put a band-aid on it with some like ointment to keep it all moisturized. Oh man, I am super glad that I. No. We've had one lurker at the beginning, but they didn't leave an opinion. So honestly, I try not to assume, but usually those ones are brand new people. Um, I honestly think it's the new person from the chat that I'm in, but they just keep proving my point. These two fucking lurkers. It's like ugh. And what's even sad is like they're not just both lurkers. They're both selective love givers. They only Well, it's just interesting. Is like I never get love from the new. It's a new person, so that doesn't count. But the other person, like they would never call my enemy at pictures. But then if someone did one right after, oh, immediately everyone's on top of it. It's just really interesting. It's really interesting. But humans are very interesting creatures. Cheers to the interesting of human nature. May my prince be toking with me and toking those romantic affirmations. He's like, where my princess at? I'm ready to spoil her with my love and affection and time. Oh. So before I go, there's two shows on Netflix that I highly recommend. One I think is kind of an older show because it has two seasons of it. The other one, it has one season, and I binged it yesterday, and I'm probably going to end up binging a good portion of the other one today. But yesterday I binge watched the new series called Sweet Tooth. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it is well worth the watch if you are a gamer. Because the whole time that I was watching this show, it gave me such The Last of Us vibes that I was just hooked. And really, like, throughout the whole thing, I still got kind of those Last of Us vibes. Not quite to the extent of, like, the deceit and stuff, but there is some deceit and lies and things that people took to the grave and things like that. Like, it's just, oh, it's got so many similarities and it's so awesome. And then it also takes place in the Pacific Northwest, so that's something else. But, well, portion of it. Well, it's like a portion that takes place in the Pacific Northwest, but then they travel, but they still stay in very like beautiful places. So I mean, very Last of Us vibes. They were in the Pacific Northwest, but then traveled. But anyways. So I recommend Sweet Tooth. Highly recommend. And then today I started watching a show called Manifest. I'm assuming that it popped back up on my like thing because maybe the second season just came out, but I'm starting on the first season. Holy shit. I don't know. I didn't have any expectations. I didn't watch any trailers on it. I just kind of watched the first bit where it like shows you a little clip of the show, and it just was like, excuse me, sir, like there's sick people on this plane. What is going on? And then he comes over. He's like, well, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on is on. Uh, like it's like April something 2003 you guys took off, and today's date is November like 8th or some shit like that, 2018. So like 5.5 fucking years has passed, and to them they just had a plane flight. They were just up in the air, had some fucking wicked like anxiety producing turbulence. But I was so intrigued. Like I don't know how to explain when I was watching it. It's like I knew that the plane wasn't gonna crash, which is even more fucking weird on how the fucking show is. But anyways, manifest. Holy. Is the only reason that I am not watching it right now is I wanted to lay down because I just like I'm so fucking mentally and physically exhausted from being in, you know, on a mental low or in limbo for the last month, and I'm just so fucking exhausted, and I've reached out. I don't want to cry and it gives me a headache to think about it, but I've reached out a lot. Um, I want to. I do want to acknowledge and appreciate all the people who have tuned in to my Club Cottontail meetings or sent me snaps and, just people here and there. My online friends, my online acquaintances who've been there for me. And it makes me really glad that I've utilized YouTube the way that I did to help my online interactions to make it to where I could even interact with people because I could never even have a conversation with like my friend. Like people that I would interact in real life. I would literally, I remember when I first joined Facebook, I would have people coming up to me like, you post some of the weirdest shit, and I'm like, okay. And then like my best duder, oh, I love Raymundo so much, you guys. Like, man has a piece of my heart. I love him so much, but he would just be like, it's her page. She can post whatever she wants. And then he would say something like, weird is, beautiful or, the best or something like that. And it's just like, I would always get that. Just people constantly, like, instead of just unfollowing or, like, looking the other way, they'd be like, why the fuck do you post all this? And I'm like, because it asked me what was on my mind. Like, Facebook for me, that's how it was. Like, especially when I first joined. And the only reason I joined Facebook from my MySpace in 2011. In 2011, and I wasn't really using MySpace. Like, I would just go on it every so often, but I wasn't really using it. I never really got into social media like that. Um, but in 2011, I joined Facebook because I had gotten a DSI, and my DSI, it like literally I could take pictures and everything, and then it had a little option. It was like upload to Facebook, and I'm like, well, I don't have a Facebook. And my prince at the time, Dan, he was like, well, make a Facebook. Oh, okay, I guess I'm diving into this, you know, deep end of it. Um, so the reason I created a Facebook back in the day was because of my DSI, and I tried it for a few years from like 2011 to like 2014, 2015. Um, but I just didn't like it. I never could get into it. I never like, ugh. So I got rid of it I stopped using it in 2014 because that's when I added Snapchat, and Snapchat became my social media, and I love Snapchat. I love Snapchat so much. You just have to go for what you love. I feel like that's why there's so many fucking platforms, because everyone's different. Everyone's gonna use it in their own way, and some platforms you're just not gonna like. And then I went back to Facebook because of YouTube. I had started making content in 2016, and people were like, "Are you on anything else?" And I'm like, "Snapchat." They're like, "Snapchat." I got made fun of a lot for that, but that just gave me a lots of power. All those people that laughed at the 29-year-old who had just started doing YouTube and loved Snapchat. Oh, look at me now. I'm a 34-year-old who still loves Snapchat and still does YouTube for herself. I'm so glad I did this meeting. I needed this. Like, so much more relaxed. So much more relaxed. And this is exactly why Club Cottontail exists. I don't really like making content during the week because, like, I'm dictated by Junior's nap. Rainbow could wake up at any moment this time in this meeting. Finished. But when it's needed, it's needed. Maybe one day we'll get back to some content that's just desired, but whether I need it, desire it, want it, it's there, and I appreciate it. Cheers to Club Contel, the second best thing I've ever created, because of course my daughter trumped you guys out as soon as she was created. She is... My daughter is my reason for even continuing to utilize my mindfulness and my tools like my fucking Club of Cottontails. She really is my whole entire purpose to create any kind of future for myself, because I just, even on the really mentally high days, I'm still very worried because, like, I'm a very skillful person with a lot of pieces missing that keep me from being able to do what everyone else does, but no one sees it that way. I didn't even see that like that for years, and it's something that I struggle with on a daily basis, but that's why I speak my truth more now than I ever have, because the only way you can continue to live is to own who you are, and I feel like there's so many people out there who think and feel the same way as I do that don't has they don't, they're just sitting there thinking like I'm the only one, and I haven't had too many people come forward. I've had a few, but I know that I helped them, and the few people that I have, come throughout the years that, like, I think about Aurora Smelfie a lot. Oh, don't cry. I worry about her a lot. I put affirmations into the world for her a lot. She truly reminds me of Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. She is highly determined, and life in her body feels like it keeps trying to fall apart, but she just picks up the pieces and sews herself back together, and she's even more beautiful than she was before. And I haven't seen any. You get very few updates here and there, but I just think about her, and that's all that matters. She's one of those individuals that I literally would never have known who Aurora Melfi was if it wasn't for Club Cottontale. And if it wasn't for her randomly popping into one of my meetings and, making that connection, I think about her a lot when I think about, what is my purpose. And my purpose is to just speak my truth and know my truth and own it, because there's so many other people who can't do that. And it's like, I struggle to love myself mentally, but man, do I just love myself in general. And that's something that not a lot of people possess, and me just loving myself. Literally, you can tell how much I love myself. Well, I can see how much I love myself. I stare at myself all the time, like my skin's looking so good today. Like I've been getting all creeper looking at myself, like, how you doing? And my hair is getting longer. I'm living for it. Like, got out of the shower and I was like, ooh, am I cool Amber or am I fun Amber? And I was like fluffing my hair up, kind of like from the movie American Pie, where he's like, am I cool Jim or am I fun Jim? And that's what I was doing, but with Amber. Uh, I wish I could explain how I love myself so much, because it is something that's like, it comes fairly easy, because even when I see stuff on my body that I'm like, ugh, like I very quickly developed, well, I very quickly get at myself now, but that's because in the past I developed this thing where instead of nitpicking something that you don't like, nitpick what you do like. So if I find myself picking at any portion of my body and being like, ugh, I move to something that makes me go, ooh. And then slowly but surely, I don't even remember what I was nitpicking about and going, ew, because I was just looking at my body going, ooh, 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 And that's what you gotta do. Oh, and even if for the longest time I had maybe like, well, actually those still are my like features I go back to, because I think we all have like those little areas that we just kind of like nitpick. And for me, it's always going to be a little bit of like my thighs, my arms, and my belly. I think for most women, those are the places, but especially if you get like that, I'll be so happy when we turn that into muscle. That's like something I'm excited for, especially because I know I can do it. I did it with my calves in high school. I hated my motherfucking calves, like with a passion. I literally felt like it was my worst feature, even though I had like a big ass belly. But I just felt like my calves were just hideous. I hated my fucking calves. I worked hard and determinedly to sculpt these bad boys, and I haven't hated my calves in years. They're still to date. Like, I love my legs in general, mainly because of how freaking beautiful my little fucking drumsticks are. I used to say that about them. Like, I hated them so much. I'm like, oh, you could just grab it by the ankle and eat it like a freaking thigh. Eat it like a freaking drumstick. Now they're just beautiful svelte drumsticks. I want to turn these into beautiful svelte wings. Caca. Thank you, Amber. Still Amber motherfucking Lewis, but you'll be Amber motherfucking Princess. Always to me, and that's who you'll be on paper eventually. I cannot wait to become Mrs. Princess. Like, I like, I honestly kind of hope it like embarrasses my daughter a little bit to be like, oh, this is my mom, Mrs. Princess. But I don't think it will. I think it could go either way. She'll either be like, oh man, I love that my mom is so just her, you know. Um, I also don't know if I'll be able to, well, like, being that it's just me and her is the dynamic's going to be so different. And, I do just see my future like that, where it's just me and my daughter, um, and my friends and stuff like that. But my family, my little thing that I see on a daily basis and talk to on a daily basis is me and my daughter, and then I have my best tutor. Like, Raymundo consistently sends me Snap with Friends. That's our, like, connection. And, he definitely sends well, I don't know. I think we're about even. Like sometimes he'll send more, sometimes I send more, sometimes we're both sending them. I just love that when we're able to, we send them, and sometimes like we sense it, and then the other person sends a message like, "Oh my God, you have no idea how much I needed this." They're like, "Well, maybe you knew a little bit." It's like we can sense that the other one needs it. Like I just feel like he's been. I actually thought about sending him a smoke with friends today because I felt like he needed it, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I was barely able to get the medicines in me that I have been. That's why I'm super thankful for this meeting because this has gotten this medicines in us that's been able to just like soothe us to be able to get lots of thoughts and feelings out. It's almost 3 o'clock already, which is nice. I doubt that I'm gonna lay down, but just being able to help some of the mental exhaustion, which is Club Cottontale. Oh my fucking god, is she really waking up right now? It's only been an hour. She actually always has a bit of a sleep cry. Like, she's actually always had that even since she was an infant. Um, I remember one time she was like, ooh, we were living in our house. So, I want to say she's probably like 8 or 9 months. But I was doing a meeting and I heard her over the monitor. So I ended the meeting and I went upstairs and she was passed out. I mean, like passed out because I like rubbed her back and everything. And nope, she was out. And she did wake up yesterday, actually, during that time. Around this time, too. That one was a sleep cry, though. And she, like, said, Mom, but I was laying down. It was, ugh. Yesterday was a limbo day that just stayed in that low portion. Like, and today started as a low day, but it's past. I don't know. I'd say that we're probably in limbo right now just because, like, when I try to think, is it a high day? Like, literally my chest starts to hurt. And, like, reminds me that we've had an anxiety attack pretty much the whole day, but it hasn't gone to a panic attack. That is a plus. Anytime an anxiety attack doesn't turn into a panic attack is such a plus. And I mean, unfortunately, you really wouldn't understand how it's different because some people have never experienced a panic attack, but they experience anxiety attacks, and they're like, oh, it's an anxiety attack is horrible. But for some of us who have had it for a very long time, you get to the point where like you handle it better than someone else because you know how to deal with it, you know how to use your mindfulness all up in your brains to keep it all flowing. And then, medicine is a huge bit, which I'm trying to figure out what this looks like. It kind of looks like an ender eye from Minecraft, but it also kind of looks like an acorn. It's got a lot of shades of coloring on it. Oh my god, it's definitely an eyeball. Oh, that's creepy. Seriously, cheers to that mindfulness that got us here to Club Cottontail. Because, like, and it was really the mindfulness to do the coin toss because we were going back and forth till we finally flipped the coin. And I even have a designated coin that I flip each and every time. It used to be my Chuck E. Cheese coin from 2005. I use a very shiny penny from 2013. I don't remember what he plopped out of, but he plopped out face up. I'm like, alright, good luck, penny. You get to be my coin flip. Whenever I can't choose, I usually do eeny, meeny, miny, mo, or a coin flip. Works out. Janky? Janky? Still can't figure out the back bling's name. It's fish stick, but is it Janky, Janky, Jonky? I'm gonna go with Janky. Uh, I don't know how that makes sense, but it does. I mean, does Janky make more sense? I don't know. He's adorable, though. That moment when the brains and I were having a nice little mini discussion on. Spent a lot of lurky. I always get a lot of lurkers here in Club Contel, but recently, um, I think I'm just extra triggered and annoyed from the extra lurking that's been going on in my group chat. Oh, what up, Harley? How you doing? I'm glad you popped in. I'm actually, I'm getting ready to pop out. I was just doing a nice little mini meeting. Content was hella needed. So freaking exhausted. Able to get some of that mental energy out. Feel a little bit less mentally exhausted, even if I don't nap, because Rainbow's still down for nap, even if I don't nap with her. Just being able to get the energy out to where I feel like I could actually sleep if I was to try. But I think I'm going to continue to watch my show Manifest because it's fucking good. But I might lay down. I don't know. I just actually feel like I could actually sleep, and I'm so thankful that I popped in. Content is always going to be there when I need it. So yeah, I'm glad you popped in to at least say hey. This is going to be booty. I can tell. I'm going to take it anyways. It was definitely not booty. Just look booty. Yeah. Like it straight up looks like it would have been an ass hit, but I didn't taste like ass whatsoever. That was a nice little hitchkadoodles. Well, shit. Thank you to all the lurkers, and thank you for Harley. Thank you to Jody for popping in there at the very end. I just needed some content. Content twas needed. Definitely. If you ever tune in on the weekends, that's gonna be the time to tune in. Like it's Wednesday. If you're someone who's actually wanting to catch a long meeting, you're going to want to tune into the meetings that happen on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Those are going to be the 2 days. Whenever I make content throughout the week, it's going to be 100% extra needed because content is only made when I need it. Regardless if I put it in the title like this one, it's always needed. So, you know, putting it in the title just essentially lets you know that content was needed because I'm so fucking exhausted. Just so mentally exhausted, which causes physical exhaustion. And before I started this meeting, like I wanted to lay down. I was like, literally when I woke up this morning, I was like, I need content. I just fucking knew that I needed content. But then, just being in that perpetual low, just trying to keep the day boosting up to where I'm not laying in my bed all day. Um, I got to the point where I'm like, fuck it, I don't want to do a meeting. I just want to lay in my bed. I'm tired. But if I would have tried to lay in my bed without making this content, there's no way I would have slept. I feel like I could actually sleep right now. And the only reason is because I made the content. My YouTube channel had, well, oh my gosh, it's helped so many different things. And that's why I love making my content so much because it has not only helped things like my social anxiety and like other triggers, but it also has helped things like my sleep. Because back in the day, I was just like, I couldn't sleep, so I would just make content for hours on end. That's how we always had like 8+ hour meetings, always. So that energy that Club Cottontail gives me are really like, it's like it's energy giving but draining. It gives the energy I need and it takes away the energy I don't. So like having this meeting has just taken a good portion of my mental exhaustion away to where I just like I feel like I'm just nicely relaxed, you know, and this was definitely what I needed to be able to get through the rest of this day. And you know, if we need to come back tomorrow for a meeting, then so be it. I'm hoping tomorrow goes really nicely. Um, Thursday is usually a day that my mom gets out of work early, and if she's able to, she's gonna bring Ryder over with her as a little girl at her daycare that had a play date with my daughter, and they got along beautifully. So I hope my daughter can have a little play date tomorrow, and if it's nice, we can go to the park, get us out of the house. Need that, but yeah, no, if I do one on Sunday for sure. I mean, plus, the time zones are way different. Like I'm 8 hours behind you, or 8 or 9 hours behind you, so it's like 3 in the afternoon for me. When I make content on Saturday and Sunday, it's completely random. But usually morning time. Morning on Saturday, morning on Sunday. Those are usually the times. And morning my time, so it's Pacific Standard Time, is the west coast of the United States of America. Cha 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 cha. Yeah, no, I'm so glad that I came and made some content. I had to wait till 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's now 3, and I'm nicely medicated. I'm not really sure if I'm going to continue to watch Manifest or if I'm just going to lay down, but either way, I'm so thankful to Club Cottontail, and I'm glad that I was able to catch you, Jody. I hope you have a rest of your, well, it'd be evening time for you. Have a good rest of your Wednesday evening, and I will have a good rest of my Wednesday daytime. It will be leaps and bounds better since I was able to make some content. So until next time, which only the universe truly is the only thing that knows when the fuck I'm gonna make content. So until next time, and always be kind to yourself and everyone else. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Ooh.